You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent is who you be. What are you pursuing? It's all up to you. And when you come and make up in your mind that you want to be different.
Hello, beloved. Dr. Catherine E. James here, bringing you For the Love of It, a weekly show designed with the sole purpose of adding more love into the world, one episode at a time. Thank you for sharing your precious time with me. I am grateful for you joining, for however you join, whether it's live or later as you tune into the rebroadcast. Thank you for being here. I absolutely, unequivocally love engagement. So I am inviting you to call in. From the very beginning, we are saying call in. The numbers are appearing at the bottom of the screen, so be sure to call in on one of those numbers. And I'll pay attention to the phone lines, and we can talk about whatever it is that you like to talk about today. Although I always have a subject, I always have a topic, I always have something that Papa is giving me to talk about, I am also available and welcome to talk about what you like to talk about. Now, you know, the name of the show is For the Love of It. For the love of it. We live for the love of it. Our being is for the love of it. We have our will is for the love of it. The goal is to add more love into the world. That's the goal with everything that I do, is to add more love into the world, that every soul would know love and know that they are loved. And so this is one of my efforts at having that to manifest it. For the love of it will take on many forms. We just don't ever know what Papa has in store for us, right? We just don't ever know. Everything, however, will be anchored in Luke 10:27, and that is, love the Lord thy God with all of thy heart, mind, strength, soul, and thy neighbor as thyself. Look, it's as yourself, as thyself. That's the part that Papa has given me to champion. That's the part that my energy goes into, my efforts, my creativity, my resources, my dreams and wishes and activities are focused on helping everyone to love themselves more than we loved ourselves yesterday. Like every day is a precious day to get up and breathe and live and have our being. And so why not add a little bit more love to it? I'm just saying. So again, it is my life's intention that every soul knows love and know that they are loved to that end. Every conversation we facilitate, all the tools and strategies we share, the guests we have on the show, and the actions we invite you to take are all intended to lead you and I, all of us, to live out the assumption of Luke 10:27, that we would love ourselves, we would love our neighbors from the place that we love ourselves. What does that mean? It is assumed Papa God, the creator of the universe, he who created everything that is, assumes that you will love his creation yourself, and that you would love his creation, our brothers and sisters, and that we would live our life from a place of love. All too often, beloved, we are driven or live or act, function, choose, speak from a place of fear. And fear eventually has torment. So I'm inviting us, this is not even on the program today, but it's what's coming up in my spirit. I am inviting us, when we find ourselves in a situation, when we find ourselves in a fork in the road, to ask, am I being led in this moment from a place of fear, lack, disbelief, distrust, or am I being led from a place of love and assurance and knowing and hope and possibility? Which one? Because clearly. Like, I don't have to spell it out. Where does fear lead us to? To function in ways that are absolutely not life-giving. It leads us to shrink ourselves, to close in upon ourselves. It leads us to put up walls and to see enemies all over the place, whether the enemies exist or not. But love opens us up. Love invites us to possibilities. Love gives us space and room to breathe. Love says there is more, and I'm available for the more of it. I'm just saying, I am just saying, love wins every time. It does not lose. It cannot lose. But fear will take us out. That's another conversation. It's something I'm studying right now. But just this how we yield to fear and what it does to our relationships, starting with the relationship with our own selves. Now, if you're online and you're listening, call in. Here's an opportunity for you to call in and let's have a conversation. If you've got a comment that you want to make around this notion of fear versus love, let's talk about it, beloved. Let's talk about it. Well, Papa God has given me my phrase for the year, and he has said to me that this, Catherine, is your quantum leap year. Yay! Yes, 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 yes. He has told me, right? He has given me that instruction, that insight, that this is my quantum leap year. What does that mean? What does it mean to have a quantum leap year? Let's just talk about what quantum means, right? And so I'm going to give you this definition that I really enjoy reading. So a quantum leap is an explosive jump in our personal performance. Okay, we're going to come back and we're going to break down this definition a little bit. But it's an explosive jump in our personal performance that puts us far beyond the next logical step. It's a formula for stunning advances in achievement and the realization of dreams without the time-consuming struggle. Now, I just need you to listen. I'm inviting you to think about your life, to think about your wishes, your hopes, your dreams, to think about the things that you contemplated, the things that you desire to be. And what if, beloved, a quantum leap is available for you? What if it's possible for you to take quantum leaps in your life right now? Quantum leap, like it's that thing like you walk into a space and then all of a sudden you realize, wow, how did I get here? Like how you look back, what it says, a song said, I look back over my life and I think things over, right? I can truly say that I've been blessed. I've got a testimony. Well, we're looking for quantum leap testimonies this year. Quantum leap, 2024 is my quantum leap year, right? So an explosive jump in our personal performance, explosive, that which leaves behind, right, all of that which is no longer even available to us because the jump is so massive, it's so intense, it's so expansive that the former is no longer even available. Like you can't go back to your old personal habits if you try to. Because the explosion has destroyed that. As we talk about having an inner structural change, you can never go back to what was because that does not exist for you anymore. You're on a different level, and this explosive jump in your personal performance means that your previous level that was limited compared to this no longer exists in your thinking, no longer exists in your being. It just is no longer, thank God, it's no longer available. It puts us far beyond the next lot. It don't make sense. I'm just saying. Its definition says it puts us, this explosive jump, puts us far beyond the next logical step. It is not more of the same, and it is not incremental moves. This is quantum leaps. And in many ways, if we look with our natural eyes, if we judge from our senses, it will not make sense to the senses. But it's not about the senses. It is about Elohim, right? He who created the universe. El Shaddai, the Almighty God, and El Roi, the God who sees us right where we are and who knows the plans that he has for us, says the Lord. Plans to prosper us, right? And to bring us to an expected end. Plans for hope and not for plans for destruction. And so when you align with he who created you, how can you not have explosive jumps? How can you not have your personal performance so expanded beyond anything you can ever even imagine or believe or thought were possible for you? How can you not, when you align, not only align, but then are in action? Because it's not just about aligning. When you align, then you need to be in action in order to get results. So when you align, you will then be inspired. And from that inspiration, you are called to action. There is no way to spend time in the presence of the Most High and then not be in action. Well, let's see. Can we do that? Maybe. Let me go back. I think people do spend time. Yeah. Right? Because folk go to church forever and get stuck. Spend time in the presence of the Most High, but then don't act up. So I'll take that back. Yes, we can be in the presence, but I think it's a little arrogant to do that. I think it's a little arrogant. So I'm gonna so talking about arrogance, I'm teaching a course right now that from the back end way we're dealing with procrastination, but we're really dealing with expanding your personal performance. And when you do that to a certain degree, procrastination becomes a non-issue. So I'm teaching procrastination by teaching us how to be the best versions of ourselves, right? And that way we'll deal with it. But at any rate, I heard this definition of procrastination online, and I'm using this as an anchor in that course because I thought it was such a profound definition. It says, procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God owes us another opportunity to do what we had time to do. I'm just saying. Caller, you're on the air. Let's see. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi there. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Devera.
Hello, Devera L. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm listening to the explosive jump
Yes.
as the definition of the quantum leap.
Yes.
So what would an explosive jump look like if a person is jumping from being stuck or fear?
You said being stuck or fear?
Yeah, being stuck
Okay.
or they're fearful.
Yeah, and so great question. So the explosive jump is directed towards our own personal performance. So imagine being in a place where you didn't know how, you didn't know what door to go through, you didn't know who to talk to, you didn't know what you needed to do, what was your next step. So that what we would do from there is we would get into the presence of God, right? We would get into the presence and yield ourselves and align ourselves. And as we then follow the leading of the Holy Spirit, that thing which we really thought was impossible, all of a sudden it's manifested, right? All of a sudden it's manifest. So I'm going to give you this one thing. God gave me this thought today, and it was, I am available today what seemed impossible and unavailable yesterday. That's the manifestation of an explosive jump.
Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? So and so you said, and in fear. And so we will have fear. But when we don't have quantum leaps and we think that we need to move in incremental moves, we will use the same tools and the same strategies to try to move us. Like we could have struggled with this same fear thing for 35 years, and we do the best we can, and maybe we get some incremental moves. So we might go 3 steps forward and then 5 steps backwards, or 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. But a quantum leap, is this not even possible for you to go back? Because that way of being, the way of thinking, the way of pondering, considering, it no longer exists for you. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So it no longer exists. So a quantum leap is such an explosive jump in our performance that explosion really, the way that I see it, it almost like destroys the platform, if you will, that we stood on before. That which was our safe place, that which is what we leaned into and perhaps anchored into before, it no longer even, like, it doesn't even fit us anymore. We could try to stand on it and it wouldn't hold who we've become. I'm just saying. It couldn't even contain, right? We would never fit in that container again. Explosive jumps basically destroy the old or make unavailable all of that was with us before. So it's almost like when we're in elementary school, right? We use crayons and preschool and stuff like that. We would never, ever, ever from a university think of using crayons in order to do any kind of writing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So explosive jumps, basically, it leads us from crayons to calligraphy. From crayons to calligraphy. And the beautiful thing about it is that we literally look back and we're thinking, oh my God, I can't, like, how did that happen? It's effortless. It's seamless. It's not time consuming. It's not incremental. And it's not even about our plans. It is about our alignment. All right. Anything else?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm ready to explode. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. It helped me to kind of redefine it myself, because this is something that's fairly new for me. Papa just spoke that to me. So that was Devera L. Robinson from Detroit, Michigan, formerly the Chi-Town, Illinois, Chicago girl. But it helped me to even, I'm going to go back and look at and replay this for myself, because it's a new concept that Papa has given me. And the more I talk about it, the more fluid I become with it, and the more it becomes tangible for me. But look, this is the thing. What he said to me this morning is, I'm available today. This is what he dropped in my spirit. And I was talking to, so we're working on another book, of course. So I'm talking to my book publisher. And as she and I were kind of just bantering back and forth. And I thank God for that relationship. When I say that was a God-ordained relationship, I am so, so very grateful for that. So she and I are talking this morning. And I said, and while we were talking, I said, I am available today for what seemed impossible and unavailable for me yesterday. Beloved, that's a mic drop right there. We're not going to drop this mic. We're going to tap on it. But look, I am available today for what seemed impossible and unavailable for me yesterday. Quantum leaps have us thinking in that way, and it does not take a long time. Look, I don't want to take time to capitalize on what Papa God had available for me at the creation of the world, right? Before the world was, he knew us. Before, he said, I knew you before you were formed. I knew you, and I had plans for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to bring you a hope and an expected end. Come on now. Come on. So since Jeremiah tells us that, 29:11, lean into it. What does it say? Again, Oprah, lean into the dream that the Creator has dreamed for you. Lean into that dream. Manifest that dream. Know that dream is yours too. Dream the dream. Align yourself so that you can get clarity about the dream and be about the business of the dream. One of the things that I know is from the very beginning of my time, my earliest baby picture, the only one that I had or had access to, had my mouth wide open. And when I look at me throughout my time, and so I guess we would go to high school, class president, cheerleader, captain of the cheer team from 10th grade on. Let's see what else. And then we move forward and I become a pastor, right? A minister, a pastor, a therapist, right? All of these things, and certainly then a speaker. Certainly a speaker. And so that has been a running theme throughout my life. I tell folk, like, I am at home on the stage with the mic. There's nothing intimidating to me about it, except that if I'm trying to pretend to be somebody I'm not. That's the only time that I'm going to be intimidated. Of course, I might be nervous just because, I did the TED Talk, right? And I was nervous during the TED Talk. And because I had to memorize it was 18 minutes worth of something. I hadn't memorized stuff like that since, younger years. So that's really, but when I do my next TED Talk, I am going to do far less memorizing and just do extraneous as I'm doing with you right here, right now. Are you available, or will you make yourself available today for what seemed impossible and unavailable to you yesterday? If you commit to have 2024 be your quantum leap year, your life will be unrecognizable in 2025. That I commit to you. That I'm committing to myself. That I will look back this time next year in 2025 and be amazed at the hand of God, and be amazed at his intention for my life, and be blown away at the doors and the conversations and the spaces and the opportunities and the transformations and the things that I didn't even think were possible, that it is now history. I'm just saying, I'm about to jump and scream and shout up in here. Really, this really resonates so with my soul. It really resonates. And I refuse to leave any stone unturned. I refuse to hesitate and wait and miss out. I refuse to give in to the doubts and disbelief. Just because I've spent, the last 20 years or so talking about self-love or teaching on self-love and spent a lifetime, I didn't know that's what it was called, but sharing with others how to be okay with themselves. Just because, it doesn't mean that I don't have moments of doubt. It doesn't mean I don't have moments of disbelief. It don't mean that there are not times that I need to correct myself. Yes and amen. All of those things are a part, but I don't stay there long. That's the difference. And I recover sooner, quicker, faster, because I have a life to live. I have people to touch. I have places to go. I have words to form, books to write, self-love Queen's Adventures to put on, and with those things, right? LTE, life transforming experience, a group coaching call. What else do? We do self-love revolutions. Love is a revolution. If you don't know it, you better know it. Now you know it. Love is a revolution in and all up by itself. Love is a revolution, and baby, beloved, is one of those revolutions that we really need to make some concerted effort to normalize it. Because if we fail to, the handwriting is on the wall. Just look at the direction that we're going. It's certainly in North America. So love it's got to be a revolution. And so it's already revolutionary in my life. And for those who I have the privilege of serving is revolutionary in their life. And I'm inviting for it to be revolutionary in your life. I'm feeling good. What did it say? Is it Nina Simone that sings Feeling Good? I'm feeling good in this moment. So look, we have one life. We have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything we ever wanted. One moment. If you only had that, would you capture it or let it slip? Says Eminem. He goes on to say, you better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow this opportunity. Your life, it only comes once in a lifetime. And what else is arrogant is to assume that you have time to do the thing that only you can do. That's arrogant, beloved. to assume that Papa is going to just wink at the fact that you didn't fulfill the dream and the promise and the destiny and all of that. No reason is sufficient. None. No reason is sufficient. Yes, that happened. And yes, that was unfair. And yes, this thing occurred. And yes, 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 and yes, and yes. And if you accept any one of those yeses to give you an opportunity to set the permission to set on the sideline, then you have sidelined yourself and forfeited the intention of the creator of the universe for you. Mic drop. Anyway, our self-love mantra tells us that we are irreplaceable, unrepeatable, remarkable miracles with our own special brand of brilliance. That's what we are. Irreplaceable, unrepeatable, remarkable miracles with our own special brand of brilliance. Look, beloved, I'm inviting you to be in action. I am inviting you to be in action. You only get this life one time. You only get one shot in this life. So let's not be so comfortable that we don't press ourselves to do the thing. So be clear about what it is that you were intended to do and be in action about it. Make a plan, make a commitment, say what it is. You've been inspired today. I know it. And so then create your plan and share your vision of what it is and send that to selflove@drcatherineejames.com. I would love to support you in your vision. More Love, Please. Please join us for More Love, Please. That is it's what supports this program. If you found this program a benefit, we are always looking for sponsors and contributors. So go to the website, Dr. Catherine E. James. There's a link to More Love, Please. And then our latest book is Freedom is Our Birthright. We invite you to get that book on Amazon and any one of our major channels, book publisher channels. It's there. And our seminal work is Self-Love, a gift you give yourself. You can get that there as well. Join me on my social medias, Dr. Catherine E. James on most of them, and Dr. Kathy E.J. on Instagram. And always, you're available. I invite you to join us here every Friday from 11:30 until noon. When I'm in town, we'll do it live. When I'm not, it is a replay. Remember, the conversations, tools, and strategies offered on this show is never, ever, ever intended as a substitute for official mental health practice. If you are in need of service, be sure to seek out a mental health professional. Dr. Martin Luther King said, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. And you don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics in physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. You can be that servant. This has been Dr. Catherine E. James, serving you for the love of it at WHPR TV Detroit. I love you.
You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what